Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in again. So I've got a quick first impression video to get across for you. This just came in today and it's a pack that I've been looking at for quite a while, and I was fortunate enough to have the guys at TIMBUK2 send it on over to me. So it was Christmas time all over again. I'm just gonna say it was birthday presents. My birthday was 3 weeks ago. I know I'm starting to stretch it, but today the review, first impression, is going to be on the TIMBUK2 ESPECIAL MEDIO. This is their premium, top-of-the-line commuter cycling bag. So it's got a lot of features that they talk about, a lot of hype that's been speaking about this bag. So I'm going to give you a quick lowdown on it and tell you what my first impressions are on it. So, the ESPECIAL MEDIO by TIMBUK2 is a medium-size cycling bag. This is supposed to be your EDC, everyday carry bag that you use going to and from work. Maybe you're stopping by to get some groceries along the way too. This bag has a couple cool features, and they try to sell it in a lot of ways with different feature points, and some of them, they don't really pan out as well as they say they should. But some of them are actually quite great. As with any TIMBUK2 product, I mean, you're going to have a lifetime warranty, so that's pretty dope. Another thing is the construction is normally quite good with TIMBUK2 products. If you're new to TIMBUK2 bags or to anything TIMBUK2, you'll see that the quality is actually quite good for most of their products. You might get a little loose stitch here and there, but the tendency is that it's fairly good quality. And this bag comes up for about $209 Canadian, so about 20 cents American. But in all seriousness, it's actually a fairly pricey bag. So at this price, you expect to have the premium features and premium quality of a premium bag, because you can get a bag of a similar size at REI or at the MEC for probably about, I would say, 80 bucks. So are you willing to dish out a $200 for a bag? Let's find out the cool features about this bag. What do you get when you get a TIMBUK2 ESPECIAL MEDIO? Well, if you know anything about TIMBUK2, you know that they love pockets. All their bags have tons and tons of little organizational pockets and nooks and crannies, which can be really good. Like when I'm traveling in the field and I've got my kit bag with me. Actually, I throw a link somewhere over here to the video I did last time I was in the field filming. I like those little pockets because I could put in, my camera lens brushes, my Leatherman in a pocket, some food, some other stuff. So TIMBUK2 does that really well. If you're in a very minimal, clean bag look, for the inside especially, TIMBUK2 might not be for you. They don't really do the single compartment. They always have tons of pockets. So, tons of pockets of this guy. Let's check him out. First of all, right on the outside, really quickly, you've got this small little top pocket. This top pocket's not really that big. It's about the size of my hand. You could fit in, a pair of sunglasses in there, maybe your cell phone, a couple little things. It's really kind of weirdly shaped. The zipper is, as you can see, it's just about this length, but the whole top here is that pocket. So things tend to kind of get lost on the side already. I've already noticed that when I put things in there, they kind of get caught in the corners there. That's just the way that the bag is designed. You also have this very cool pocket on the back. So right here, right in the right side of your back, you'll have a little stash pocket. And in this stash pocket, you could fit something like your cell phone or your passport. And the convenient thing is that when you're wearing the knapsack, you could just swing it over in front of you and you can access this pocket. So it's actually a really safe place if you want to keep some currency as well, if you're traveling, if you're using this as a one bag or something like that. It's a good place to keep the things that you want to keep easily accessible, but also not accessible by anybody who's trying to pickpocket you. On the outside, you also have this quick slash pocket, this diagonal slash pocket. Now this is one of the big hang-ups with this bag. This pocket is not gusseted at all. So when the bag is anything full, you can't get your hand in. But inside here, when you get beyond that, you have the stereotypical TIMBUK2 lanyard, which I think is phenomenal. Bright red, really easy to find. I love these. I wish that all their bags had them. Though the clip is plastic. It's not one of the metal clips like their older bags. Come on, TIMBUK2. I mean, for your ESPECIAL premium bag, just put the metal. Okay, I know I'm nitpicking. I know. But just, that's a little thing, a little detail that I would notice. So in the top pocket, it's gonna be really hard to film. Even when I'm filming on a different shot, you'll see it's almost impossible filming here because it's so tight. It's about my fist maximum stretched, but that's with an empty bag. When it's full, you can't get in there. You've got an organizational pocket that has like a pen thing. I'm gonna try to get up nice and close so you can see. see? You see what I mean? You can't see it. It's impossible to see. But take my word for it, that inside here you got a little place for like about 2 pens, maybe your cell phone, a little mesh pocket, and a little divider. It's a kind of a place where you wish they would have just put gussets on the side so that this could maybe expand and stretch, but I mean, that's just one of their little design flaw. Let's talk about the back panel now. The back panel has a huge cavern in the middle here where you got this sick little Especial logo that gives you a little bit of a retro look. The airflow could go right through and you get these really thick EVA foam paddings here, and your spine doesn't touch the middle. So it's actually quite comfortable. At first it feels kind of weird, feels like your bag's on too tight, but the more I wear it, the more I feel like it's molding to me and getting better. And like with other TIMBUK2 bags, like my Spire that I've had before, the more you wear them, the more they really start to form around your back, especially if you're hunching down. They start to mold to that hunch when you're riding. So that's not a bad part there whatsoever. The foam's nice, good job. The straps are tied on just like they would be on a GoRuck or on the Spire or any of the TIMBUK2 bags now, which is some really, really, really burly webbing. So you got some really, really strong webbing up here to keep your shoulder straps on. So now let's talk about the shoulder strap. Since it is a knapsack, it's kind of an important thing. On the front, you'll have these nice little loop attachments where you can hook things to, but you can also probably string down a camelback if you wanted to, a little bladder or something. But you can also hook up other things. One thing I've noticed is that the accessory rails are a little bit off. They're a little bit lower than I would like them. So if you want to put a TIMBUK2 shag bag or something, it's going to be quite low. And I know that on my Spire I have the opportunity to put it up a little higher, a little bit lower. So if you're riding, you want it a little bit closer to your ears so you can hear it. But down here, I mean, it's nothing to worry too much about. It's got a sternum strap like any good bag should. I don't understand bags that don't have sternum straps. And it also has a waist belt that's just a thin webbing as well. So one of the things that is kind of cool about the bag is they have a little bit of a webbing management system on this. They have a little plastic bit that you just hook onto the bottom of your strap webbing. And that means that when you're adjusting your bag, you know, making the straps longer and shorter, you don't have a dangling little bit. So when you're riding, you're not going to have anything flapping in the wind. That's cool with TIMBUK2. I think that all bags should have web management, and I don't understand why they don't, to be honest. I always make my own with Ranger bands, but now the bags are slowly catching up to that what people want. I like that. One thing I don't necessarily like is the top of the shoulder strap. I found this with a couple other TIMBUK2 bags, like the Spire to be more specific, is that they're made kind of narrow. I think they're trying to be fits everybody style. But I mean, I'm 5'9", about $165. I'm kind of, I would say, an average small guy. That would be my range. And my neck's not that big. And if you load it up, if you load up the bag, it's already, even right now, it's not even loaded, and it's already kind of pinching at my neck. A little bit of discomfort when you have really large loads on your back. That might be a little bit of an annoyance. I don't know why they do that. It might just be my neck's thick. I haven't had that issue with other bags companies, but I mean, maybe TIMBUK2 just sizes for a different standard person, so I can't fault them necessarily for that. On the sides, you have stretch water bottle pockets, and you have on the other side one that's meant for mostly your U-lock. I don't ride a few U-lock, I ride a different lock that I just keep on my bike. But if you do, there's a little bit of a Velcro that could kind of really tie it in, make sure you don't lose it, and you can just strap it in right into there. So you have two stretch pockets on the side. One part of the bag I feel like they don't really talk about a lot. There's this front little pocket. This pocket's actually pretty good because you can fit pretty much any book in there, and you can either, like right now, this is just a standard size book, Staying Alive, if you haven't read it, very important. If you put it in sideways, it fits. If you put it in the other way, so you can fit a moleskin in here, you can fit your iPad, you can fit other little things. Really useful for just quick access in and out right on the back of the bag, and it's quite nice. So now we're going to talk about what I think is the feature that they're trying to sell the most about this bag, and which really gives it a kind of a design aesthetic. You see this big, thick black line here in these clips. When you undo these and pull back this Velcro, you have a little section that opens up. There's also little gussets you can unzip on either side, and this is where you're supposed to stash either a wet jacket or a helmet. First thing I thought it was, that'd be a good place to put more groceries. But the thing is that once the bag is actually full, this pocket becomes very, very minimal, even with those gussets. And if you ride anything but a really slimline pro riding helmet, it's not going to fit really well. I wear, a more of a skate style helmet. It can get knocked around a little bit more, and they're a little bit tougher long term, I feel. it has trouble fitting in there. It does fit, but I wouldn't want to have a full bag, that's for sure. Kind of a cool pocket idea. I feel it's not perfectly executed, but I mean, it's cool. I feel like I'm gonna end up using that more. And I said, like, I'll tell you a little bit more once I've used this bag more often. On the bottom, you have these quick reflective hits. Really hard to film reflective hits when you've got studio lighting. But believe me, they're there. On this side, it's an incognito reflective hit, only goes at night when you're in the dark, and right here is a reflective hit. And yeah, that's about it actually. Last little things, TIMBUK2 bottle opener. If you watched my Spire review video, you know that I don't really enjoy that. I mean, it's nice to have, but I would prefer it if they made them detachable so that you can decide if you want to keep the bottle opener on there or you can take it off and not have to saw it off like I did on my Spire. Well, I really got to give a big shout out to the guys at TIMBUK2. They've supported me really well so far, and they sent this over to me free of charge just because that last bag that I got from them, I had to pay a huge amount of customs. So they say, well, I'm sorry, here, have the Medio. I know it was the other bag you liked. So the guy over at TIMBUK2, I'm not going to say his name, but let's just call him Christmas. Christmas is a really cool cat, really nice, really friendly, and thank you so much, Christmas, for hooking me up twice. I haven't used this bag too much yet. As I said, it's initial impressions. I'm gonna do a full-on review once I've used it, I've cycled with it, I've hiked with it, probably flown once or twice with it, traveled a bit with it, to see if it fits my criteria and my needs. I'm gonna post that review on this channel, of course, so please, if you have any questions, comments, hit me up, write a little question, thumbs up and subscribe, always appreciate that. And this was a quick initial review of the Especial Medio. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.